Step into the Fieldhouse, your front row seat to legendary victories and untold stories. Hey, I'm your host, Lance Leonard, breaking down sports from the inside out, along with co-host Jimmy Lackey. It's more than just a game. It's the Fieldhouse Podcast. Hey, welcome into the Fieldhouse Podcast. We are a production of the Kids Inc. Sports Network. So happy you've joined us today. I'm one of the hosts, Lance Leonard. Here's the man, CEO at Kids Inc., Prez, whatever. He's got his Rockrose.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah. I love it. Jimmy, how are you today?
Awesome.
And what's the best thing that happened to you today?
I went to get my passport paperwork done, and they told me to come back.
Where are you headed?
I don't know. I've never had one. I'm 64 years old, and I've never had a passport.
What? Are you serious?
Someday, I know for sure I'm going to go to Rome. But someday I want to go to Niagara Falls, but I hear that the Canadian side's the prettier side, so I better get a passport.
You've never had a passport?
Never had a passport.
Never needed one, obviously, but...
Going overseas for me is when we go to Elk City, we don't even cross the Red River. Going to Oklahoma across the Red River is going overseas.
How many states have you probably visited?
I did that one time, probably 30.
Yeah,
probably 30.
I had the opportunity to go to Beijing once, or China. My niece was in the Peace Corps in teaching college over there. A place called Lanzhou. This is how big China is. No one's ever heard of Lanzhou. 11 million people. That's where she taught.
Wow.
And they have a university there. But
I have a cousin that posted a deal the other day. They're in Bangkok. And took a picture out of his 40th story window. I'm like, holy smoke.
Yeah.
All I can think of is The Hangover. I don't know if I want to go to Bangkok.
No, it was an experience of a lifetime. The thing is, though, obviously, they're trying to get money out of Americans. And so you walk the streets, and they have these people that come up to you out of their stores, and they go, DVDs, CDs, and so they have all these movies in this pirated.
Yeah.
And you might catch a movie, like they're only like $5 or $1, but you might catch somebody just went in with their phone or whatever, just did, and that's what it is. Some of them are really legit though as well, but it was very, very interesting. What they, the priority they put on their children, they're right now what allowed one child, and the priority those kids have, or the stress to be an achiever at that college was immense. Immense.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not America.
No. And so in that part, they're us. In that part of their world where they want the best for their kid.
Sure.
But the kid has all the pressure on him. You know what I mean?
That's sad.
Yeah, it is.
That's sad.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So, hey, this is number 69 for us today. The podcast, we have a tradition here where we pick a player who we played with or played on our teams growing up, maybe somebody we followed. A lot of Cowboys, a lot of Broncos.
I bet we're the same this week.
Really?
I think we might be.
Okay, I think we're going to be. I don't think we're going to be the same, but
well,
yeah.
Then if you're saying that, we're not, because I got an old Bronco on my list.
Well, I got a Bronco as well. So
Stink.
Yep, that was mine.
Slareth.
I guess we are the same. I thought you might go Jared Allen.
No.
Okay.
Slareth, he won 3 Super Bowls. Is
there anybody more elegant than as a former offensive lineman?
No, man. Dude's a good-looking dude, and they call him Stink on ESPN.
Yeah.
I mean, how much better does it get than that? Yeah, he's the story.
He's
really a good broadcaster.
the Stink story. Okay.
Yeah, he's a good broadcaster.
Yeah. He is. Well, he was in soap operas to begin with after he retired, things like that. Yeah. He seems like a really good guy. But, you know what he started though with the Broncos one year, which as a reporter I would have hated, Jimmy, is they had a contest with the offensive linemen, how long they could go with not one of them getting quoted in the paper or being on any interview on television.
Wow.
Okay? And they made it to like week 12. And the one guy who came, he actually thought he was off the record with a reporter, and they put him on, and he had to pay the fine.
Oops.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So games like that go on.
Yeah.
Like try to get a word in. Some of the players and coaches, they say, hey, you got to get this word in your interview today.
Yeah.
And
Well, so many today, these quarterbacks and these running backs, they know how they get their publicity and their fame. It's those guys.
yeah.
And, man, the stuff they buy them, holy smoke. Yeah.
Cars.
Cars.
How about them calling out Tom Brady on that, though?
Yeah.
He bought him brand new trucks, but it was a lease for 1 year. They had to give him back.
Cheapskate.
Yeah, so that's what everybody said. So yeah. Great stuff. But anyway, we'll go Schlereth.
He would be
It's
mine.
all football now when you get this high. There's a few baseball players.
Handful of hockey, but not many.
Handful of hockey. Yeah. So, all right, hey, we got to ask it. I mean, it's not Groundhog's Day, but maybe you feel like it because you get asked about it every day. But Rockrose. Now, when we're driving between Canyon and Amarillo, we see it. We see all the construction going on at Rockrose. We saw all the big trucks out there. We see a lot of dirt being moved. You have aerial photos of it, I know, that are really interesting. So take us in. Where we at?
Well, what you can't see from the road is how really close, and when I say close, I'm going to say in the next 30 to probably for sure the next 30 to 45 days, you're going to see turf rolling out. The north multipurpose side of the complex is done as far as grading. They are trenching all the electrical, plumbing, and utilities in for the pavilion and the concession area. They're getting all that in. That's all being ditched. The fencing that's going around that piece. Think about this, Lance. You're about 1,100 feet linear going north and south, and probably about 600 feet linear going east and west around that complex side. And every 32 feet, they put in a pilaster, which is 6 foot deep hole with rebar coming out of it, because we're going to have a real nice black chain link fence around the piece of this piece of the complex. But every 32 feet, one of those brick columns will be. So you see these fences have those brick columns between fences.
That'll be cool.
So that's going to be pretty. And then on top of that fence is another 3 feet of steel tubing for advertising space. And so it'll make the whole wall about 9 foot tall.
Wow.
But the amount of concrete and rebar and all of those 6 foot holes that they've dug. I mean, you go watch them do one, and there's a guy standing down there in the concrete with his up to his knees with concrete that they've poured in there. He's got to get out of there at some time so it doesn't set up. But, they're setting those rebar pieces, the square rebar pieces that will go all the way up through the pilaster and the brick column. And it's impressive to watch. And there's all of those have been put in and dug. And then you go over to the baseball side, the east quad. If you look at it from the aerial view, you can tell what it is. You can see the big field. You can see the 300-foot field. You can see the two smaller 250 fields. And if you drive by now, fence posts are already going up on the big field. So you can tell where there's going to be baseball fields.
Yeah.
And so the weather for a winter has been really, really, really good to us. I looked at a 14-day spread out there, 60, 70 degrees for the next 14
it's
days.
nice. Yeah,
so
yeah. Little
they
wet.
They just haven't lost many days. I saw where we're calling for some rain, maybe Friday and Saturday. Well, let it be on the weekend, man. Give those guys a weekend. But they have
they've been working hard.
They've done yeoman's work, and there's a lot of different parts going on out there. You've got utilities, you've got dirt work, you've got concrete, you've got turf people. They're all crossing over each other, one over the other, and then we've got a whole nother group putting a water line in. So they all have to coordinate, and, they meet regularly to discuss next steps with each other so they know what's coming next. But, man, they've done a great job. The subs have been fantastic. They've been fantastic.
Yeah. That's exciting. It's just going to, it's here.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
And if I'm being 100% truthful, and I think most people that have asked know this, Craig's my point guy on this deal. He understands construction. He understands so much more than I do.
Yeah.
And if you don't play to your strengths, you're selling yourself short. And so, my deal with Southwest General Contractors, our general contractor in this deal, is if it's construction discussion, start with Craig, and if it's a financial discussion, start with me. And Craig talks to those guys all the time, and he understands it. I kind of get it, but I drew this thing. I know what I want, but I can't build it.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure Craig couldn't build it.
That's awesome.
And so you got to have your people that can do what they can do, and we've got a pretty good team in place.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun to just to see the excitement on kids' faces when they're out there day to day. That's going to be amazing.
Here's the three things, and I've probably said this on podcast before. Here's the three things I'm looking forward to the most. Obviously, I want to see kids on the field. Multiple sports going on at once. But even more so than that, and this is where I'm maybe wired a little differently, parents that maybe have 2 or 3 kids in our program and one's playing at Fannin and one's playing at Austin and one's playing somewhere else, man, they can go to one place.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
There's restrooms and there's concessions.
Yeah. And parking.
And parking. And our grandparents that are on fixed incomes that are having to just do their best to get these kids to and from. Here's a nice place, again, place to get something to drink or eat, and have clean restrooms. Those are things that I'm going to be watching and asking about and getting my feedback from, because that's our customer, and those are the people that really go out of their way to let their kiddos be in our program. And it's tough in this day and time.
Well, I like that.
Everybody's spread so thin with their time, and
I like that a lot.
And so those are I want to know, is this going to be as big a convenience factor for people as I think it will be? And that's what I'm excited about the most.
Yeah, the convenience thing, I really hadn't pinpointed on that.
Yeah, all the bells and whistles, that's all fun and games, and sure, that's going to be great to see. But, man, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes things that I think about.
This is a really weird question. Are your bathrooms going to be as clean as Buc-ee's?
We're going to try. They're going to be tile. All the walls are, and we specifically did this for a reason. They're going to be tile walls. They're not going to be gypsum walls, so we can spray them down, clean them, floor drains in the floor, and really go in and clean those things out.
I've done a lot of interviews in my life, and I would like to volunteer for this interview. I'm going to interview Buc-ee's and find out how they keep them that clean for you. Okay?
They're impressive.
Yeah, it is. I mean, who goes to now? No 18-wheelers in there helps a lot. They're very wise with that. But no, it's so exciting. Rockrose is just it's going to be so wonderful for our community of Amarillo. But like I said, kids wake up on Saturday, man, I'm going to Rockrose. You know what I mean? They're going to be excited.
I hope so.
There's no stickers. There's no nothing. You know what I mean?
Not unless they blow in.
There'll be a few blowing in, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, we just came off the Super Bowl on this recording. And Stinkville. It was one of the most boring. I made a list of the 5 most boring Super Bowls.
I can't wait to hear them.
Well, I mean, my Broncos against the 49ers, Super Bowl 26, 55-10.
Yep.
The Cowboys win over Miami 24-3, Super Bowl 5.
That would have been one of mine.
And then this is going back. Now, this is a great defense with the Bears' defense over New England. Now, they were entertaining a little bit, but that was a 46-10 win, a 52-10 win, I think it was, the Bears over New England. So those are 4 of mine right away, but this one I added to the list.
Yeah.
4 field goals through 3 quarters. That's it. That's all the scoring, all from the same team. But I kind of predicted that because of what I saw with the Denver-New England game, Jimmy, that neither of those offenses could have moved the ball against Seattle, even if my Broncos would have won. But they didn't. So, but they didn't. The reason they lost that game was because of Stidham. He had a bad game, the backup quarterback. Yep. Seattle's offense is superior to Denver's, and I just thought I'd go like this. It's still a Super Bowl. Commercials were – we get like 1 or 2 a year maybe. It's not like the good old days where one after another just like, wow, that was even better.
We had all the grandkids over, so I don't know that I heard about 2 or 3 of them.
What was your thought on it?
Not real impressed with the game, but on the flip side of that, though, you have to credit those defenses. They did their job. Both defenses really did their job, and that's a big chunk of the game. And the old saying is, defense wins championships.
I think everybody believes that now.
And so you got to give them credit where credit's due. We are so accustomed to these high-powered offenses and the, what started out as air raid offenses and now has progressed into so many different facets of an offensive mind. we're accustomed to that.
Yeah.
We want to see scoring. Doesn't happen all the time. And then, it's the big stage too. And I think the big stage, if I'm just speaking honestly, I think the big stage might have got to May a little bit. I can't tell you that for sure, but he wasn't as on target as he normally is. And he's pretty good.
Yeah, even Darnold, missed a couple of wide open guys. So, yeah, it's different. It's different no matter what.
I saw the Seattle coach on Kimmel the other night. I saw that I was flipping through the channels. I saw that they just introduced him, and I thought, I'm gonna stop and watch this. Humble, young, 38
years old.
He was just excited to be on a talk show, and not even much less just won a Super Bowl, and puts things in perspective. And but you take a Darnold, how many teams? 5 teams in 8 years. Good for him.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Wins 14 games at Minnesota the year before, and they pack him up, send him off to Seattle. I'll show you.
Yeah, and he did.
Good for him.
Yeah. Speaking of McDonald, there's a great video you guys can check out there of him and his wife. They're on the turf just sitting, and they have like a 1-year-old or 2-year-old boy and a little boy, and they're just sitting there like on the turf. All the confetti's flowing around, and she just kind of goes like, he just kind of goes like, can you believe this? And they said how surreal it is. Like, we did this. We did this. You know what I mean? And then they pointed their son and said, hey, you're not remembering anything right now, but you're going to love this video when you get older. But really humble guy. Who does that right after you won?
All along, he doesn't have much to say. He's just real calm, real cool, real collected. And I got to be honest, I knew who he was. I followed his career. I've seen him just traded off, and I've kind of written him off like everybody else. I've become a fan of his, mainly because of his demeanor and how he addresses the process. He's just real down to earth about it. And even after winning, he was still very down to earth about it. And I think they all were, and I think that's a pretty close-knit team too. And I think that has a lot to do with chemistry for a team, and probably played a role in the
NFL's tough. I mean, you got all these millionaires trying to play a physical.
Man, how about Walker?
Yeah.
What a humble guy.
A humble guy. Wow. How about his dad? He doesn't like to be in crowds, so that's the first time he's ever seen him play in person.
My kind of guys.
NFL, wise.
My kind of guys.
Yeah. No, humble guy. Yeah, it was good. It was really good stuff. I will say this, though. In Super Bowl week, they get interviewed over and over and over, so you kind of it benefits us a little bit that you kind of get to know their personality. And I became a fan of Drake May, by the way.
Oh yeah, me
with
too.
His interviews.
Yeah, me too.
Very, very grounded. Never afraid to share his faith in Jesus Christ. I mean, there was a lot of really.
I like Vrabel. I mean,
oh yeah, who wouldn't want to play for Vrabel?
I said this a couple of weeks ago. He's the longest tenured coach in the AFC East now. He's been there 1 year. But, it takes a rags to riches situation, and the fact that he played there and won a Super Bowl with them.
I really believe the next day should be a holiday. I think that Super Bowl is now our part of Americana.
Yeah.
As much as anything. As much as President's Day.
Probably more so good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah. Putting that one to bed, but that was a stinker in the season on. And we had a wonderful season. That's the thing of upsets and overtimes and crazy plays and things like that. Then they throw that out there. By the way, next year it's in L.A. It'll be the 9th time in L.A.'s history. They had the very first one back in '66. And in SoFi, it'll be the 2nd time in SoFi. So I don't like that it's in California back-to-back years. I think you moved the America's game around the nation. Let other areas.
Should be the largest attended Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that right?
Okay. I think that's what they said. This one had 70-something thousand.
Final ticket price was $3,600 to get in. Although I saw a great story that somebody was just on SeatGeek just the morning of. They actually drove out there. You know what I mean, to be at Santa Clara like for the few days of the week, and they thought, hey, we'll get tickets eventually. Prices never came down. All of a sudden, $44 for like there were 10 tickets available, so they needed 4 of them. And they didn't think it was real, you know what I mean? But you're going to jump on that. You know how it works. You just click on yes. I need 4. Lo and behold, they pop up. They'll be, and they send them to them.
Wow.
and they were real.
Good for them.
Yeah, that's what I say. $44. So $3,600. That's
Patience is a
sad.
virtue.
You have to take out a loan if you're just a normal human being in America.
Well, the hotel rooms are probably the same.
Yeah, yeah. It's better just to watch it at the house. Go buy a $3,600 TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 5.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, we got the Olympics going on right now. Keeping with a few sports topics here before we hop out of here today. But you an Olympic guy?
I am. I enjoy it, all of it, mainly because of the amount of work that those kids have put in to get there. If you want to see grit and determination and everything that it gets to be at that level, those athletes have put that in, and to get to go represent their country, I hope is a big deal for them. I don't know how.
Oh yeah, it's still a big deal. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah,
but it's I enjoy that. I like the fact. Remember when we were young, it was winter and summer the same year. Now we get it every 2 years.
Yeah.
But I can remember whenever you had to wait 4 years for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And now we get winter 2 years, summer 2 years later.
Lindsey Vonn, 41 years old, down in the downhill. One of the greatest skiers in America history, has a nasty wreck. Had to have surgery, airlifted off the mountain, and then a broken leg, all shattered. But had the surgery, and she doesn't apologize. I love that about athletes. And her whole vision was, look, I was in that gate with the adrenaline like I've always get. Why I was a little kid doing this, and so I don't apologize.
Well, she had a good run the day before.
Yeah, she did.
Sitting there.
But can you imagine
on a torn ACL?
And you watch the miles per hour in the left part of the screen, 75, 80. You're like, you're going 80 miles an hour down a hill on skis. Yeah. But anyway, respect to her for what she did. So
TUF tough in my book.
Yeah. And any favorite Olympic memory? I'm going to bore you with one of mine.
Go.
Okay. That was quick.
No, just go.
1976, just graduated from high school, okay?
I know this
story. Montreal Olympics, okay? Why? This is a whole different era of America, and it was a wonderful time to be alive. But for my graduation, my parents and my best friend who had moved to Kansas, we decided to go to the Montreal Olympics. So for $125, you bought a pass that was good for 90 days. I take that back, 45 days, 45, not 90, to anywhere in Canada or the United States. So you just went to the bus station, showed the pass, here, you're on, okay? So we each bought one of those. Take off from Colorado Springs and pick him up in Dodge City, Kansas, and then we traipse up on buses. And we didn't know
they stop every sound.
They stop every place.
Town.
You're right. But it's also when you're in the big cities, at that time, they're in some pretty brutal places. Mm-hmm. So we're in St. Louis, East St. Louis, not St. Louis.
Yeah.
And you got a policeman walking around where we're sitting the whole night. I was like, what have we got ourselves into? In Detroit, we're walking through a park. We're going from Continental Railquest, Jimmy, to Greyhound. They switched the types of the buses, and we're in a park, and this guy just points and says, you guys go into that street right now and get a cab. You're about to get mugged, okay? Just like that, we had backpacks on, you know what I mean? Probably saved us from getting, losing all our money. But anyway, no tickets, just a dream to go to the Olympics. Here's our whole goal. Try to get on TV to show everybody we're there. You know what I mean? Little kids being kids. So we found a youth hostel in the basement of a Montreal Catholic church, by the way, gorgeous church. This time you're 18, you could care less about how gorgeous it is. We have photos, obviously. Now you look back, wow, that was $2 a night on a cod, and they gave you orange juice and a piece of toast in the morning when you woke up. Okay, and then we were off. And the velodrome was brand new at that time. So everybody wanted to get in there to that place, Jimmy. So we would wake up at 7 every morning, get in line to buy those tickets. They were still available. And then we would go scalp them and try to get to events. We saw Nadia Comaneci standing room only in Montreal, where the hockey team plays real quick. she got one of those tins.
Yep.
You know, how cool is that? Yeah. And that's the tickets we try to get, you know what I mean? So and so we would just go to, it was called Scalp City. You had all these people scalping tickets, you know what I mean? We did not get into the opening ceremony, but we sat outside. There was a bridge there that you could sit on just under. And so that's where they were getting ready to go in. So they were all having a great time waving at us. It was a great experience. All right, so to get on TV, our plan was this. Frank Shorter, Boulder, Colorado guy, won the 72 Olympic marathon. All right, so he's running this day. We sneaked down to the bottom of the stadium like we just did. You were able to do it back then. Where we were sitting, where we were sitting was about this high to jump onto the track, okay? So it wasn't anything heroic or anything like getting out there. So we're waiting. It's raining. You know, everybody's leaving the stadium. Frank Shorter gets second. He doesn't win. So, you know, at that time, as you well know, when you win a gold medal, people would get behind you and wave the flag. Hey, all good. So I turned to my buddy and said, hey, we still got to give him this flag. You know, we brought it all this way. So when Frank Shorter's walking out to get his medal, I thought my buddy was coming with me, and he just stayed there. So I jump out, run onto the track, hand the flag to Frank Shorter as he's walking up to get on the stand, said, man, Colorado still loves you, great job. And that was it. Turn around, and if you go back on video, there's all these guys in these yellow Adidas suits back then, and they were kind of the guards, you know what I mean? And I turn around, and here's a few guys running around. So you're scared to death. And I put a couple of sweet moves on these guys. So where I'm going in, where I got back to the stadium, you had to jump up. So I jump up, and all of a sudden I've got a double chicken wing on me. I'm on the ground. I said, hey, I don't want to cause any problem. They said, just stand here, don't move. I said, yes, sir. You know, they had me in the double chicken wing. Frank, they do the ceremony. Frank Shorter puts the flag in the ground, you know, as the other, I think it was Germany who actually won it. And then when he was leaving off the stand, he got the silver medal. He picked up the flag and waved it and then disappears, you know. Never seen him since. They haul me into, there's a jail cell in the bottom of the Montreal stadium, okay? And I'm in there with two drunk Irishmen, you know, just singing songs and scared. And they put a little TV in there to watch the U.S. boxing was really popular. Sugar Ray Leonard, all those guys. And then about 3 hours later, they unlock it and said, "Don't ever do it again." And so I walk out. You know what I mean? And one person said, "Hey, that was cool. I saw you do it." I thought, okay, this is cool. Got on the subway and went back to the hostel. When I get back to Colorado Springs, my dad says, what went on? What'd you do, Lance? I said, what do you mean? He goes, we get a call. Heavy, this is French-Canadian. You have to speak French up there in Montreal. Heavy Canadian act says, do you know a Lance Larnaire? And they go, yeah, that's my son. Click. That's it. And they were just checking to see if I was really from Colorado Springs. Oh, wow. So that's my Olympic story. So still have the
background check, Lance. Questionable.
Yeah. A fun story. But I still have the shoes that touched the Olympic track. Go. Okay. In Montreal.
That doesn't surprise me. Talking about Nadia Comaneci, I'll tell you, Kim and I were going to Aberdeen, South Dakota to go see Coach Meyer and my friend Jim Smith when Jim was being inaugurated as president of Northern State University in Aberdeen, South Dakota. So if this is South Dakota, Rapid City's down here.
Yeah, right.
Aberdeen's up here. So Kim and I wanted to see the whole state. We wanted to drive through the Badlands. We wanted to see it all. We wanted to see Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, which is close to
after a 15-hour layover in Denver because we had a blizzard, we fly in at 1 o'clock in the morning to Rapid City, land on the ice, get in. It's late. Little bitty, looked like Wings. Remember the show Wings? That's what their little airport looks like.
That's cool.
Not knowing any of this was going on other than we rode on the plane. The guy sitting with us was with NBC, and he was going to film. They had a big figure skating event in Rapid City that they were going to produce. Don't think anything of it. Get off the plane. There's a guy standing there with one of those little, says Connor. I told Kim, I go,
Bart Connor.
wouldn't that be cool if that was Bart Connor? So we're standing there waiting on our luggage. Him and Nadia, his wife, come off the plane. They were on the plane with us. We get up the next morning to go to breakfast. They're sitting from me to that TV.
Wow.
And we had never say a word to them. I wasn't going to bother them. I know they get that all the time, but they had their little kid with them.
They wouldn't have minded in South Dakota.
The lady that won the gold medals with the 10s in 72 was from that TV.
Yeah. That's
right
awesome.
There. Yeah.
We ran into her in a record store, believe it or not, in Montreal. And got her autograph. So I actually got her autograph.
Apparently they still have this big figure skating deal there in Rapid City.
That's interesting, yeah. That's a great story, yeah. So, I didn't mean to bore you with that long of a story, but
no, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's
an Olympic moment.
That's an Olympic moment. But we did not get on TV. So I've always wanted to go to Frank Shorter, Jimmy, and ask him, what'd you do with the flag? Do you still have it? My dream is, he still has it in his, everybody has their little chest of whatever memorabilia, like you save forever, like that, ticket back in the day you'd get for your first Broncos game or whatever, you know what I mean, or your first, like your high school graduation program I still have in mint condition, stuff like that.
Chances are better of him having that then than they would if it was in today's world.
Oh yeah. My dream is he still has it, and but. I need to check. That would be a fun story to write, actually, back.
We don't see a lot of this locally, all the figure skating and stuff. What about that kid that's 21 from the U.S.? He is unreal.
Quad God.
Quad God or whatever they call him.
Yeah.
And then does the flip. And
unreal.
Holy smokes.
Happy-go-lucky kid, too, if you see interviews with him. It's not like because he did the team thing, and they all thought he
I've ice skated before.
Yeah.
And when I was young, I enjoyed it. I played broom ball.
Yeah.
Place in Waco, we played broom ball. And they give you a broom and one of those neoprene red balls, and you played hockey with it.
Yeah.
And I could get around the I can't go backwards.
Yeah.
But I could get around the floor. But to do what they do,
it's
no
insane.
way.
Yeah,
no
it takes
way.
years.
They'd have to pick me up with a stick and a spoon.
Yeah, and I like him because most of those athletes that are at that level do not participate in the team competition.
Yeah.
They just don't. And he's
and
doing
he got
that.
him over the top.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Good stuff.
Hey, one thing before we get out here, Ryan Palmer. As we're recording this, he will be in town today, and he is announcing, Jimmy, that he will be playing in the AccuNet Classic in June out at Tascosa, the Corn Ferry Tour stop. That's the big news today, that he will be in that event, and it comes full circle because it was held out there. Ben Hogan Tour was at Emerald Country Club. There's another one there, but I think Ryan was a what do they call him? Sign bearer or a name bearer? The kids who carry the Jimmy Lackey 4 under.
Yep. Well, that wasn't me, but anyway.
No, but I'm just saying he was carrying the flag.
Didn't say Jimmy Lackey 4 under.
Yeah. But Ryan's going to play in that. I think it's very cool of him to do that. I think it'll draw extra eyes on it. That's just kind of the guy he is because he's turning 50 here later this fall, where he'll probably join the senior tour. We'll ask him that. But he's in town, and maybe we'll have some more information on that. But
good for him.
I get to interview him tonight in front of a couple of hundred people who are thinking about advertising or whatever. What question would you ask him?
It would be the senior tour,
Yeah, okay.
I think he can.
That's one of my got on the list.
I think he can be really competitive there.
I'm going to ask him how good these guys are, number one, and then how cool of you. What's it going to be like? Full circle, the Tascosa
come back
country?
here to his home club.
Yeah, that's where you learn to
course,
play.
Different course, but still, that's where it all started. And my friend Willie and I, we held up the quiet signs on the number 2 green at the Ben Hogan Tour that year that came to the club. Emerald.
Very nice.
Yeah. And that was Daly played in that.
Yeah, Daly played in that one. Yeah, I caddied in that.
Did you really?
Yeah, some guy didn't have a very good day, And
we had a friend from Dumas. He was 2 years younger than us. Played in it, Noble Watson. He's still Noble's still a good player to this day. Noble played in that.
Wow.
But yeah, Willie and I, we were the quiet guys, hold the signs up.
But this will be the middle of June if you're interested. It's going to be a lot of excitement. They're flipping the 9s at Tascosa, just so you know, Jimmy. So you finish what is 9 now. That's near the clubhouse. They've got. They'll have viewing decks. It's going to be a totally different course. If you know that course at all, they built a lake or put in a lake before one of the par fives to make it harder. The par threes will be unrecognizable at La Paloma. The tee boxes I didn't even know could exist. They're pushed back that far. Like all four will be over 200-yard shots, like 220. So yeah,
wow,
going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's good to have
you
it
have
coming.
today.
No, I think you covered it all. Had Super Bowl and Olympics. That'll get a bunch of it. Yeah, yeah. There's hasn't been a lot of newsworthy stuff in the sports world. Too bad. The draft will be coming up for too long. We'll be talking about it, and
basketball is going to take the focus. And
we'll
of
have
course,
March Madness coming up here quick. Now I do enjoy that every year.
I know you do. Yeah.
So
and then Krista Gerlich's doing a great job.
Man,
with
got a good win last night against Kansas. Got a really good win against Brandon.
Mr. Schneider.
Yeah, that's a good win.
Did you hear what they said? He goes, when they were crossing or whatever, they were just talking. I mean, Chris has kind of gone in on the style or whatever. I mean, 100%. It's way out there.
Yeah.
Fair not. I mean, she looks fine. I mean, whatever. However Coach wants to dress, I'm okay with. I really am. But, I mean, it was like bright, whatever, pink pants or whatever.
She had pink leather pants on.
Yeah, okay, pink leather pants on for Pink Out Night for cancer awareness.
Yeah, and good for her.
No, I agree. But Brandon walked by and goes, nice britches. And then somebody commented online or something that said, I think only people who have known themselves since 5 years old and live in West Texas would know what britches are.
I think she even said our two dads, we're probably the only ones out here that our two dads would call them britches.
Yeah, we'd call them britches. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
Said they'd known each other since they were 5 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, their dads both coached back in the day too, and
great coaches. Yeah,
I'm real happy for Krista to have such a good season, and
she announced,
and our Moppin kid, man.
Bailey Moppin from Gruber.
She's awesome.
She is awesome.
Yeah,
they did announce the 7'1" lady down there will not be playing probably this year.
Okay,
just can't get her eligible. No, nothing illegal or nothing bad. Just the process. The NCAA has really stalled it. The question will be how many years of eligibility she has left. That's what's in question.
Yeah. How old is she? Do you know?
I think she's only 21.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But 7'1", legit.
I saw the video when she came in the airport, and Krista walks up and gives her a hug.
She's on the bench. She's practicing with him, which is legal. So good things are going to happen.
Yep.
All right, hey, let's hop out of here. We can't thank you enough for joining us today. We are a production of the Kids Inc. Sports Network. It's the Fieldhouse Podcast. And like I like to always say, we'll see you when we see you.